I have the honor to introduce Professor John Ram Park. Its theme is Gerontology for All in the Era of Digital Transformation. Professor John Ram Park is a gerontological social worker. She teaches at the Department of Silver Industry, Kangam University in Korea. She is the Vice President of the International Society for Gerontology and the Chair of the Organizing Committee in the 13th World Conference for Gerontology. Professor Park has worked extensively with the central and local government agencies and the NGOs on aging, policy and program development in Korea. For the past 2 years, she also served as the planning director of the Korean Association of Gerontology and Geriatrics. Her research interests include gender dimension of aging, social network, and health of older people, life design for the third age, ACT-based care service, and digital equity. Recently, she served as a lead trainer for the AISAM Global Asian Centers training program on the topic of innovative ways to protect and improve the human rights of older people in the era of digital transformation.
Hello, my name is Youngram Park. I'm a social worker by training, and I teach at the Department of Silver Industry in Gangnam University in Korea. I also serve as the Vice President of the International Society for Gerontology. It is a great honor for me to be invited to speak at this prestigious conference of IAGG, and I'd like to make my presentation on the topic of gerontology for all in the era of digital transformation. Gerontology for all in aging society in the context of digital transformation is an important topic for many of us today. I encountered the concept of gerontology for the first time in 2014 when I was working on a research project related to technology and senior centers in the communities. The message that I would like to deliver and share today is that we are living in an era of digital aging. Digital divide and digital equity are the challenges we need to confront and respond together as researchers and practitioners. Technology is one of very important factors for creating healthy and happy life for all the people. However, digitalization of social service fields fall relatively behind the medical care and other sectors. So we need ambitious plans and innovative actions to ensure the digital rights and human rights of all the people. My presentation is divided into 4 parts. I'd like to give a background on gerontology and make a presentation about digitalization and the gap in the life of older people and digital transformation of social service fields from the Korean experience point of view, and also share with you some future challenges for achieving gerontology for all. Gerontology, as many of you know, is a field of applied research and development and technology for older people and aging. It was first coined in the Technical University of Eindhoven in Netherlands in 1989. And the roots of gerontology are in human factors, ergonomics, industrial design of consumer products and environments, research on physiological and psychological changes related to aging. So there is a Society for Gerontology which has been developing over the last few decades. And ISG is a partner organization of the IAGG, and you can find our website through IAGG as well. The International Society for Gerontechnology has a vision to realize a society fully served by technology that is just as accessible to aging people as it is to younger persons. So our mission is to encourage and promote technological innovation in products and services to address older people's ambitions and needs, informed by scientific knowledge of aging processes and cultural and individual differences. The values of the ISG emphasize innovative technology that enables people by maintaining independence and equality in residence, mobility, safety, security, communication, activities, and quality of life. Supporting well-being and health is defined by the WHO, and realizing individual and collective and social ambitions and needs of older people. Keeping people embedded within their evolving social, cultural environment, and enhancing dignity and supporting caregivers are all values that the ISG emphasize. So gerontechnology is designing technology and environments for independent living and social participation of older persons in good health, comfort, and safety. The application domains include mobility transportation, personal communication, health, caregiving support, workplace, and leisure. The ISG published a journal called Gerontology, and mostly the research papers deal with technology and the life of older persons, including accessibility, acceptance, usability, and effectiveness. One of my colleagues of the ISG recently analyzed the topics of the papers that were published in recent years. And some of the topics were monitoring of vital signs, behavior patterns, and platforms for health, which was quite substantial among the topics included, and technology assistance for everyday lives for older adults and caregivers, technology interventions for enhancing physical and cognitive ability, and platforms for social communication and partnership of older adults, and robots for senior care were some of the major topics that were dealt in these papers of the journal. The members of the ISG include specialists from different fields, such as engineering, computer science, design and architecture, and health science professionals and social science professionals all are the members of our ISG. And there are 9 ISG chapters around the world, and we have a Korean chapter established in 2018. And every 2 years, we hold a biennial thematic conference worldwide. The first conference was held in Netherlands, and the 13th conference will be held in Daegu, Korea this year in October. In 2013, IAGG was held in Seoul, Korea, and at that time, the topic was digital aging. And 9 years from 2013, we are talking about gerontechnology in the era of artificial intelligence. So what about digitalization in the life of older people, how it is changing everyday life in our environment? The era of digital aging is here, as many of us can experience, and technology is changing everyday life of older people. And what you see on the screen is some of the programs that are being operated in different parts of the senior centers in Korea. And you can see that some of the traditional games are still in the facilities, but similar games are also online, and we have different types of functional games introduced in senior centers. Recently, the Secretary General report was published by the United Nations. The topic was Roadmap for Digital Cooperation, and it stated that digital technology does not exist in vacuum. It has enormous potential for positive change, but can also reinforce and magnify existing fault lines and worsen economic and other inequalities. So after the 59th session of the Commission for Social Development last year, the International Council on Social Welfare had a seminar on the topic of social inclusion through digital inclusion in the context of sustainable development. And the Commission for Social Development announced a draft resolutions which stated that the priority issue that we need to acknowledge is that these digital technologies have profoundly transformed global societies. However, we need to recognize the digital divide within and among countries and between generations and genders. So the role of digital technologies on social development and the well-being of all is the priority issue for socially just transition towards sustainable development. The tech-driven 21st century, the realities of the digital divide show that around 60% of the world's population is online, but 1 in 5 people is online in less developed countries. So education, work, and public services increasingly rely on digital access. However, a lack of connectivity is an impediment to human development. So aging in digital era has become an important topic in international organizations, and there are efforts to ensure equal access to goods and services involving digital technology, enhance digital literacy to reduce the digital skills, leverage the potential of digital technologies for active and healthy aging, and also ensure the protection of human rights of older persons in the digital era. The digital gap by age group in Korea shows that on average, the older people over the age of 60s, out of 100 average score, they only score about 60. So this is one of the example of the digital divide among older people in Korea. And when we measure the digital informatization level, it shows that many older people, they have relatively increasing accessibility to information technologies, but the literacy level and the usage level is relatively low compared to other groups of older people. So when we talk about digital literacy, there are different dimensions that we need to consider. So accessibility, such as owning computer and mobile devices and having an access to internet is a basic requirement for digital accessibility, but we have to consider that there are other dimensions that we need to work to increase the digital rights of the older people. So in everyday life, the elderly is a little bit behind in terms of participating in different changes of digital environment. So as the increased digitalization of the financial transactions happen, there are many banks being shut down in the neighborhoods. So older people find it very difficult to get some cashes or have some transactions done in their neighborhoods in walking distance. So this is one of the issues that's been raised in Korea. And also the online stores, many older people have limited accessibility to using these online stores. And they also have limited capacity to use the online information, appointments, reservations, and applications. And also when you have the automated ordering machines all around you, many older people find that they're being left behind the latest developments in their environment. So ISG, right after the COVID-19 broke, we had a seminar on using technology to assist older adults in coping with COVID-19. And it turned out that the older people lack, there is a lack of age sensitivity of the applications that are being developed and used, and there is a need for age-friendly training of those people involved in service and tech designs. And we also need to take consideration of the technology generation. So these are all things that we need to consider when we are talking about gerontology. So in 2021, UN announced as the topic of the International Day of Older Persons, digital equity for all ages. Now let me introduce some of the Korean experience in social service fields and how digitalization is changing the experiences of the older people and the service providers as well. Korea is one of the fastest aging society in the whole world due to very low fertility rate, which scored only 0.81 in 2021. So people aged 65 or older make up almost 16% of the total population, and it is expected to reach about 40% in 2060 as many baby boomers born after the Korean War are aging, and people, almost 50% of the people with disabilities is also over 65 of age. And when we look at the statistics of the fatality rate of COVID-19 in South Korea by age group, 80 plus was the most vulnerable group. So 2.69% among people aged 80 and older showed the fatality rate, which was much higher than other age groups. So this is the same street, and you can see what has happened after the COVID-19. And this is a very, very serious issue that we need to be concerned about. And the new realities in social service field is shown on the screen. As you can see, since we had these quarantines, it turned out that we had to have different means of communication in this era of the COVID-19. So this COVID-19 brought a new and increasing interest in digital transformation of social services, and many new events on ICT and social services occurred during the last few years. And digital transformation and inclusive services, sustainable development, and the role of ICT in social welfare, ICT-based care were all big topics that many people were interested in during the last few years. And the Korean government, after the Davos Forum, the World Economic Forum in 2016, the Korean government created a government plan called iKorea 4.0, and many resources have been put into the area of what's called the DNA, which is data, network, and artificial intelligence. Also in Korea, aging in place and aging in community is a big policy trend. And now the government is interested in how to integrate the ICT with this community-based care. So the person-centered integrated service delivery is designed within the framework of the digital transformation. So we are seeing new programs on smart care, online services, digital healthcare, smart home projects, and smart city projects, and also digital therapeutics are all very big topics in Korea nowadays. The reason that many people are interested in ICT-based care is because we lack human resources for care, and we need to bridge the gap between the world of Industry 4.0 and the realities of social service fields, because there's a huge gap between different sectors. And there's also a hope that by utilizing the ICT, we can enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of service delivery. So Geron technology is being introduced in social service fields, and there are different approaches and models in public and private sectors in Korea. And even though many people would not use the term Geron technology, they would rather use the term as rehab technology, medical technology, age tech and well tech, and assistive technologies. The fact is that the digitalization is happening in the social service fields. So there are new devices and applications in social service fields, and we are using different applications and also devices in providing social services for older people. The Ministry of Health and Social Welfare created this Social Security Information Service. So the big data centers is being created for public benefits and service clients data as well. This emergency safety service for low-income, lone elders, and severely disabled is one of the biggest digital platform that we have in Korea, and it has been utilized since 2008, and now more than 100,000 people are receiving this IoT-based monitoring system in their homes. And in public health centers, dementia prevention centers, and senior centers, many older people are being introduced to different technologies, and they're also participating in these different new experiences as well. And many companies are interested in providing CSR projects, and also they are working on developing new services for-profit. So the AI speakers and different smartwatches and different devices are being used in designing new types of services for older people. And also throughout the country, we have many senior focused living labs being created. And these spaces are used to close the gap, digital gap of the older people. So we are witnessing opening of different facilities, and it's an in a way very exciting time. In social service fields, we do not have many research projects that are being done yet. However, in some projects, we are finding that by introducing these digital devices to older people, they do have some impact in changing the situation of the older people. And this is one of the projects that I was involved in 2020, and the small care robots were introduced to lone elders in Seoul metropolitan city, and the senior centers were funded by the community trust. And so after a few months of introducing these new types of services, we checked some of the scores, and it turned out that these social robots had some impact on alleviating the depression and the stress levels of the older citizens. So the research showed that especially the direction helping to take medicines and some of the quizzes, exercises, and also like holding hands. These are the functions that were used often by these older people. And it was very interesting that people with more depressive symptoms showed higher use of these technologies. So we need to pay attention to different patterns of use, and social demographic and other variables also play important roles in utilization of these digital devices. This is another device called Happy Table, and this is a functional game for seniors, used for fun, and also used for intervening in dementia prevention programs. So some of these programs also showed very positive results. When we listen to the voices of the service providers, many of them welcome the introduction of these new services, and they find that these new spaces and new devices help to bridge the digital gap, because this provides the opportunity for older people to adapt to a digital environment, and they also provide new learning experiences for older people. However, there are many new challenges for sustainable use of the ICT spaces, and the service providers suggest that we need to have more policy leadership, political leadership, and we need to get more human resources, data management system, budget for maintenance, service design, program development, and training for social service providers are all new areas that we need to work. So digitalization of social services has just begun, and it is really transforming the way we work, and we need to be careful and try to find out whether these smart devices can really help human service providers in doing their job. So these devices are not just merely replacing, but they need to help our service become more effective and efficient. So there are many challenges ahead of us when we think about the discrepancy between different groups of people and also different areas of services. Aging and digital transformation in Korea has a history. And as I mentioned before, there were many Korean baby boomers born after the Korean War, right after the Korean War. And over the past 70 years, we have become a very fast aging society, but at the same time, the industry development and also the information technology was really fast mover of the Korean society. And now we are really into the age of artificial intelligence. So this is really happening in a fast rate, and we are really concerned about whether the members of the Korean society can be all included in this development process. So unfortunately, as a social worker, I find that many social service fields still fall behind other sectors, the medical care sectors and more business sectors. So it's a big challenge for us how to move these resources into social care areas as well. Some of the reasons for the limited digital transformation in social service for older people are lack of interest, lack of attention, and in a way, ageism. So how to improve the situation is a big challenge that we have to work together. And basically, I think we need a vision for Geron technology for all. And we need to work together. We need a global partnership. And also, we need to be able to design innovative projects and share them with other partners in other parts of the world. So we can think about different levels of innovations, the macro, meso, and micro. And first of all, I would like to suggest that we need policy initiatives for affirmative resource allocation. So it's like affirmative action that needs to be initiated. The organizational restructuring for digital services is very critical. So unless people who are operating the agencies and services, they become interested and they're willing to redesign the way of work, it's not going to be possible to transform the services. So organizational restructuring is, I think, very important. And of course, we need a digital literacy training of not just the service users, but providers as well. And we need to continue to develop evidence-based digital service models. And above all, we need to build an infrastructure for digital services, because even though you have very fancy devices for older people developed, if they don't have the internet environment, it's not going to be possible for them to utilize them. So building an infrastructure is a very important factor for transforming our working environment. At my university, we are working on training new breed of social workers. So we have what's called the Weltic Institute, and we are training students in not just social work, but we also have a curriculum based on technology, and people from other disciplines like engineering and social work and special education. We are working together to create a new learning environment. And we also operate different living labs in community health centers and community centers so that the students can go out to the fields and actually have a learning experience in the fields. So we have a new curriculum created. And also in my department, we teach students gerontology and business management and also technology. In recent years, the ASEM Global Aging Center in Korea has been working to bring together people who are interested in human rights of older people. And last year, we had this with the partnership with the Asia Europe Foundation. There was a seminar on the human rights of older persons, which included empowerment of older persons through education and training. And digital literacy was one of the biggest topics that were raised in this seminar as well. So after this seminar, we had a training program on the innovative ways to protect and improve human rights of older persons in the era of digital transformation. And there were about 19 different countries participated. And we came up with the concept notes for different initiatives. And we are still trying to find more resources so that we can actually implement these program ideas. The WHO, the campaign for Decade of Healthy Aging is also very important for us because the WHO also emphasized the digital aspects of this health promotion and healthy aging environment. So, and the data is really emphasized in the ICOPE approach. So gerontechnology is an important component of this decade of healthy aging. And I am also interested in how to incorporate this gerontechnology in ODA projects as well, because as you can see that we have a big gap between different parts of the world. The ISG, the International Society for Gerontechnology, recently had an MOU with WHO to work on the collaboration project on assistive technologies for healthy aging. So we need to consider the diversity of technology users and also different generations of technology, different levels of technology, because even though digitalization is mostly on high-tech area, but we also need to pay attention to low-tech and appropriate technology when we are talking about gerontechnology. So the topic of IAGG 2022, which is care, commitment, actions, and research and equity, as very appropriate. And it sort of gives us a message that we need to, from the perspective of care, we need more actions in order to achieve the spirit of and the value of gerontechnology for all in aging society. So in all areas of policy development and initiatives and service design and human resources, I think it's important to create, that we create a global platform for partnership in order to achieve gerontechnology for all. So in my presentation, I tried to share with you the importance of digital equity and by paying attention to the reality of the digital divide. So we need to confront this issue and in the context of digital transformation, maybe we can work together in digital aging and link that to sustainable development. So any of you who are interested in the topic of gerontechnology, I would like to invite you to Korea this fall, and maybe we can have more discussion on this, the topic of gerontechnology for all in the era of digital transformation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Yon Ram Park. Your conference was very interesting.
Thank you.
We have a question for you. I asked about the gap in the life of older people in different countries, Japan, Canadian, Germany.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I'm very excited to be on live today. I wasn't sure whether this would happen because it's 4 a.m. in Korea, and I received the message, and I tried to connect, and it's like unbelievable that we are doing this live. And I really appreciate the opportunity to participate in this conference, even though I cannot be in person in Argentina. And the topic of my presentation today was about digital gap and how we need to work together to bridge the gap between gap among different generations of people in each country, but also differences among different countries in the whole world, because I think the conditions of life of older people is very different in different countries. And unfortunately, the situation of digitalization depends on economic and also social environment of different countries. And as you could see in my presentation, about 60% of the people in the whole world have access to internet, but only 1 in 5 person has access to internet in less developed countries, which means we have huge gap among different countries. So I'm hoping that within each country and also on a global scale, we can work together to bridge this gap. So, and I just wanted to emphasize that we are experiencing huge differences among different countries.
Have you any project GT with Argentina and South America?
At this point, not particularly on this topic of digitalization, but in the KOICA in Korea, they have some projects in Paraguay where they're building some nursing homes and health facilities for older people. So I'm hoping that through some projects that I'm working on with Gerontology, maybe we can develop some projects in South America as well in the future.
Thank you. There are no more questions. Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's 4 a.m. in Korea. Así que thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.